Hello everybody. I've owned the Pitts and Spitts, their new Maverick 1250 pellet grill for just over a month now, and I thought it was about time that I share my personal thoughts and experiences and feelings about this pellet grill for others that might be considering it. And so that's what this video is going to be about. I'm not going to do a breakdown, in-depth review. I've got quite a few other videos on my YouTube channel if you want to see more specific views, but this is just more of my personal thoughts on the overall functionality of the grill, the construction, and so forth. So with that, I want to first start off by saying that it's a beautiful grill. As you can see, the stainless steel roll top lid is probably one of the more underrated features of this grill. The roll top lid is absolutely phenomenal, and I really like it. It looks good. The stainless steel shelf is actually usable. You have the paper towel holder, some hooks over here for your utensils and stuff. The 35-pound hopper, you know, plenty big enough. It looks good. Instead of some of the ones that are out on the market that have squared corners, it has nice rounded corners on it with a stainless steel lid on the hopper. Heavy duty casters, a really heavy duty shelf, something that you can actually, you know, put stuff on. I mean, some of these, like if you look at my camp chef, which I like my camp chef, by the way, too. I'm not knocking on it too bad, but it's a different class. But you can see that little flimsy wire rack on the bottom compared to something like this is night and day difference. So the construction of this grill is really where the money's at. You know, the heavy duty 7-gauge barrel, 10-gauge 304 marine grade stainless lid. You know, it's just a very well built, it's all welded construction except for the hopper, which is bolted on. Everything is welded, nothing screwed or pop riveted. Everything, well, the handle might be but everything is welded construction. So it's a very well built piece of equipment. I'm gonna let you take a look here, if the light will allow. Well, maybe not. The hopper is welded. You know, it's not, I mean, it's welded. Everything in here is welded. You can't see over in there. I have actually used, let me see if I can grab my light here. The pellet dump works very well. I've used it several times so far. Very happy with it. The finish, everything, paint, I've had no problems with so far. Everything works great. Let me see if I can give another shot in that hopper now that I got my light here. So as you can see, it's a big hopper, welded. The corners, as you can see how they're rounded, it just looks really nice. Inside, the drip pan is made out of, I believe it's either 7 or 10 gauge as well. It's very, very heavy. I think it weighs probably 60 pounds. I may be wrong on that. I don't know the exact, but it's very, very heavy. And the heat deflector, I do know, is 7 gauge, and it's also pretty heavy. So the construction is just very, very good. Move on to talk about the performance. The performance has been very good. It has a PID style controller, and if you're not familiar with what a PID controller is, you can Google it on the internet, but it helps you to hold temperatures better, maintain better smoke production, and so forth, so on and so forth. But this controller, I actually called the owner of Pitts and Spitts and talked to him about this, because I was so impressed with how well they have tuned this controller to this pit. As you can see from the smoke production at 225 degrees. And I know a lot about PID controllers. I used them in my line of work for 30 years, and I have one on my camp chef that I tune myself, and I know from the tuning process of what's involved, it's not an easy task to get one fine-tuned to where it can put out a continuous amount of smoke like this. And so I got to give kudos to whoever performed the tuning of this controller to this specific grill. Did a fantastic job, and that's what I told Ryan over at Pitts and Spitts. I'm very, very happy with the smoke production that this thing puts out, and it really makes a difference in the flavor. The smoke flavor that you get in the food that comes off of this thing is just phenomenal. The temperature control is very, very good. With my fireboard in there on grate level center grate, it never fluctuates more than probably 5 degrees up or down of set point. The temperature fluctuations from left to right are also very good, within 5 to 6 degrees from left or right of center. I haven't done a top bottom shelf comparison, but there are other people who have, and they noted that it was just about as good on the top shelf as far as the, from top shelf to bottom shelf, left and right as well. So very good temperature control, very good controller, very good smoke production. Overall performance is great. I don't know if you could ask for anything better than this. You just look at the smoke that's coming out of this thing. I mean, but anyway, moving on to one of my only little gripes, just my own little personal thing that the controller, when it's at the set point, the temperature doesn't fluctuate, doesn't give a real-time representation of like what my fireboard is showing inside. My fireboard maybe drift up or down 2 or 3 degrees, where the one out here is staying right on 225 all the time. I call this a fudge factor, and that's okay. I mean, trust me, I got my fireboard, I'm monitoring the temperature. It's staying right on, but there is some kind of fudge factor going on there with the controller. When it's in its initiation and starting up, it's going up 1 degree at a time. Same thing during shutdown, but when it's at the set point, it seems like it goes into a little bit of a fudging mode, and maybe that's because some customers get a little bit paranoid when they see the digital controller going up and down. I don't know, but that's a minor thing, because the overall performance of this thing is so good. I could really care less, you know, what that's showing. The thing that really is money to me is what's on the fireboard, and that's the most important thing to me, and it stays usually within 5 degrees or less, so that's good enough in my book. And the grease drain valve, it's got a very heavy-duty drain valve on it. No issues, no problems with that. It's got one locking caster on the wheels. I'm just trying to think of what else I could say. Oh, today I tried direct grilling, or direct heat grilling. The drip pan has the removable trap door, and I gave that a try earlier today for lunch, and I grilled some hamburgers and hot dogs over the direct heat, and it did a good job. I don't usually grill on my smokers, I just don't. There's probably going to be a lot of people that will, and there's a video posted in my YouTube channel from earlier today where I did that. But for my own purposes, I have other grills that I use for that, and I mainly want this for a smoker, or maybe cooking chickens or something like that. But anyway, it did a great job. Check that video out. And that's about all I can think of at the moment. This is just my observations over a month. I've cooked on this thing quite a few times, both cold weather, warmer weather, and I gotta say, the bottom line is the performance, you know, what you get for your money, and the quality and the construction. You just can't ask for any better. I'm very, very satisfied with it, very happy with it, and be looking forward to adding the Wi-Fi module onto it coming soon. So that's going to be a wrap for today. 1 month of my thoughts on the new Pitts and Spitts Maverick 1250 pellet grill. Take care, everybody. Bob out.